Prince William has finally opened up after keeping quiet for quite a while, and what he shared really changes the game. He mentioned that this past year has been the toughest he's ever faced. While chatting with the media in South Africa, he talked about how both his wife Kate and his father have been diagnosed with cancer. This news flips our view of William and Kate's life upside down. It gives us a peek behind the curtain, showing the heavy load they carry despite their public persona. So what exactly did Prince William say? And how will they move on from this? Stick around as we dig into these surprising details about their lives. It's not just about being royal. There's a lot of pressure that comes with those expectations. Recently, William opened up about the hard times they're facing, especially with Kate's health challenges. For a whole year, Kate has been battling health issues that they decided to keep under wraps until now. In March 2024, we got some shocking news from Kensington Palace. Kate revealed her cancer diagnosis and that she was undergoing chemotherapy. This came after she had major abdominal surgery in January. At that time, she made it clear she would be stepping back from her royal duties for a bit. In the middle of all this, she and William had to figure out how to explain what was going on to their 3 kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. It was clear that Kate was not only focusing on getting better, but also on supporting her family through such a tough time. The way they're handling this has been a mix of privacy and determination. William has been a rock for Kate, giving her both emotional and practical support. Want to know more? During an interview at the 2024 Earthshot Prize Awards, he said that Kate is doing really well after months of treatment and praised her incredible strength throughout this whole ordeal. People have described her as amazing, especially considering she's been managing her illness while also being there for her family. It's a tough journey, but Kate is showing remarkable resilience. Now we're left wondering how this will all unfold and what this means for the royal family moving forward. Kate's health situation has been tough, but it has brought her and William closer together. While she's been dealing with her illness and spending more time at home, they've been focusing on getting back to a new routine that works for them. Kate's been keeping things pretty private, going through chemotherapy to make sure the cancer doesn't spread. Last September, she shared that she had finished her treatment and that the past 9 months had been quite a challenge for their family. Can you imagine how quickly life can flip upside down? She really felt the emotional toll it took on her, but despite everything, Kate is staying hopeful and is excited about slowly getting back to her royal duties. William has also opened up about how all of this has affected their kids. He talked about how important it was to explain Kate's illness to their little ones in a way that would keep them calm and reassured. It wasn't easy for the children to see their mom struggling. After learning about their health issues, both Kate and Charles took some time off from their royal responsibilities, but they're back at it now. In September, Kate even posted a video on social media, letting everyone know she's doing her best to stay cancer-free. For William, juggling his royal obligations while being there for Kate and guiding the kids has taken a lot of strength. Kate's absence at royal events has been heavily felt, but it really does show that behind all those royal duties, they're just a regular family dealing with real-life challenges. Kate's not just a public figure, she's a mom and a woman trying to face something incredibly tough. Even while she's taking time for her health, people have been sending her tons of love and support, keeping her close in their thoughts. And on top of all these personal struggles, there's also been some family drama with Prince Harry. The rift between the brothers has added another layer to what's already a challenging time for them. It makes you wonder how they're all managing to hold it together with everything happening in their lives, doesn't it? Things have been pretty tough for William, especially with all the added stress from everything going on in the royal family. The relationship between him and Harry has been pretty strained for a while now, and it really caught everyone's attention after Harry and Meghan chose to step back from their royal duties back in 2020. They moved to North America, hoping to find a more peaceful life away from the endless media spotlight. But what made them leave the royal family? Harry once shared something really shocking and heartbreaking, saying he felt like he didn't want to be alive anymore. That kind of pain really highlights why they needed to make that choice. The media had a field day with their exit, which only made things worse between the brothers. William, stepping up as the future king, has a lot on his plate. He's always had to be the responsible one, and now with this situation hanging over him, it adds even more to his plate. But through all these tough times, William and Kate have been working hard to stand tall and face challenges together. They're a solid team, always supporting each other and really focusing on giving their kids a better life, one that's filled with love and understanding. Still, they can't escape the heavy expectations that come with being royal. It feels like every single move they make is under the microscope. From doing charitable work to how they handle everything else in their lives, it seems like they can't afford to make mistakes. Kate has felt this pressure acutely, especially when it comes to her looks and her parenting style. Yet through it all, she has kept her head high and handled herself gracefully. Alongside William, she's been involved in important causes, like mental health and environmental issues. But let's face it, the pressure of royal duties isn't something that just fades away easily. It weighs heavily on anyone in that position. No matter how much they try to juggle their personal lives and royal responsibilities, those demands are always lurking around the corner, sometimes feeling like a mountain to climb. Kate, in particular, has stepped up as a big advocate for mental health awareness, pouring her energy into showing just how vital these conversations are. Working next to William, she's making a real difference, and it's truly inspiring to see. So, what do you think they'll tackle next? Only time will tell. Kate and William have been really pushing for better mental health support, not just for adults, but for young people too. They totally get how important it is to talk openly about mental well-being. Kate has been such a relatable advocate in this space, especially through her work with organizations like Heads Together. She connects with people on a personal level, helping to break down the stigma around mental health. But you know what's tricky? Balancing her public role with her personal life. Every time she makes an appearance or does charity work, there are eyes on her, and it feels like every little thing she does is up for scrutiny. Even the tiniest mistake can be blown out of proportion. Being part of the royal family is a tough gig, and very few can really understand that kind of pressure. Despite this, Kate handles it with an incredible amount of strength and grace, although it's clear that it can wear her down emotionally from time to time. Here's something to think about. Their dedication to these important causes makes a big difference, but it also comes at a cost: their privacy and personal time. She mentions how her friend is cheering her on tonight, saying, "She's been amazing this whole year," and it's clear that having support means a lot. It's certainly a challenge to keep a sense of normalcy when the spotlight is always on you and it doesn't stop with them. Their kids are not off limits either. William and Kate do their best to keep their children away from the tough side of royal life, but finding the right balance between protection and being too controlling can be super exhausting. Still, they don't back down. They continue to show up for the causes they really care about, like environmental conservation or helping communities in need. William's work with the Earthshot Prize really shows his dedication to making the world a better place. Meanwhile, Kate's role in the Royal Foundation reflects her commitment to creating meaningful change. Together, they're a modern royal duo, and they're trying to change the game on what it means to be part of the monarchy today. Isn't it interesting to see how they're handling everything? What do you think the future holds for them? The world might see how well they handle tough situations, but there will always be questions about where they fit in the royal family. How much can they push the limits while still sticking to the monarchy's long-standing traditions? This balancing act will probably shape their time on the throne as the years go by. It's a tricky road to navigate, but they seem ready to step up with honesty and leave their mark. They're all about making social changes, but that often leads to its own challenges. For instance, they've faced some criticism over their personal choices related to sustainability, which is just one of the many bumps in the road they encounter. Still, William and Kate keep moving forward. Sure, people might never fully grasp all the layers of their lives, but they're committed to their roles. Not just as members of the royal family, but also as people looking to make a difference. But things haven't been easy lately. The pressure on Prince William to step up as the next King of England has been intense. This past year has been incredibly tough for the whole royal family, especially with the Princess of Wales and King needing cancer treatment. For the first time, we're hearing what's been on William's mind, and he can't just brush it aside. Even if it's not often talked about, the weight of his future role has always been heavy on him. From a young age, he knew that one day he'd wear the crown, and with it comes a mountain of expectations. Everyone expects him to uphold royal traditions, but that's a lot to carry, especially when he has so many other things to think about. Trying to strike a balance between royal responsibilities and family life is definitely no walk in the park. He's always handled that pressure, but it feels even tougher as he gets older. Being the future king isn't just a title. It's a lifetime filled with hard choices and trade-offs. He's always been aware that his role would arrive, but sometimes the reality hits hard. As he gears up to lead an entire nation, there's so much on his mind. William knows his every move will be scrutinized by the public, but at the same time, he really wants to be a great husband and father. Balancing it all is a real challenge, but it seems like he's determined to make it work. Will he find the right mix between his royal duties and personal life? Only time will tell. William has a lot on his plate, especially when it comes to wanting to make a real difference in the world. Balancing all his responsibilities isn't a walk in the park. And even though he's been prepared for this royal role since he was a kid, it still has its challenges. As he gets ready for the huge responsibility of being king, he's also dealing with the heartbreak of losing his mother, which continues to shape how he thinks and acts today. Can you imagine losing your mom at just 15? That's exactly what happened to William when Princess Diana died in a car crash back in 1997. That loss changed him forever and made him see life through a different lens. Growing up under the royal spotlight had its tough moments, but losing Diana so young brought an overwhelming sadness that no one could really help him with. He had to figure out how to handle his grief while stepping up more and more in his future role as king. That's a heavy load for any teenager, and it really impacted his relationship with his dad, Prince Charles, and his younger brother, Harry. What's even more heartbreaking is that Diana's death wasn't just a tragedy for the family. It also shone a spotlight on how dangerous media pressure can be. The way the paparazzi chased her and contributed to the chaos around that night led to a lot of anger from the public. For William, this experience created a deeper mistrust of the press and made him want to protect his own family from the same kind of invasion that took his mother away. That's why he and Kate choose to limit how much their kids are in the public eye. They want to keep George, Charlotte, and Louis safe from the same harsh spotlight. Being part of the royal family means living under constant scrutiny, which isn't always easy. Yet William and Kate work hard to keep a sense of normalcy for their kids despite being in the limelight. They're careful about what they share with the world, trying to find a balance between being open and keeping their private lives private. Family means everything to them, and they've talked about the pressures that come with their roles, but also the immense joy and love their children bring into their lives. In many ways, the kids have helped them find strength, reminding them of what truly matters in the chaos. Still, it hasn't been a smooth path. With personal losses, public judgment, and the weight of tradition hanging over them, they've had to navigate some tough waters. But through it all, they hold on to the love and laughter that family brings. Will they find a way to keep things balanced as their children grow? Only time will tell. Being a royal isn't as easy as it looks. Prince William and Princess Kate have to deal with a lot of challenges that most people can't imagine. They live in a world where everyone is constantly watching their every move, always expecting them to be perfect. But just like any couple, they have their own ups and downs. They've had to figure out how to balance their royal duties with keeping their relationship strong and loving. William's experiences have really shaped how he approaches being a dad. Losing his mother at a young age had a big impact on him, and he often talks about wanting to raise his kids differently from how he was raised. He aims to provide them with love and support while keeping the pressures of royal life at bay. Kate has her own background to think about too. She came from a middle-class family and understands the importance of creating a stable home for their children. Both of them work hard to ensure their family feels secure and loved. But even the best-laid plans can get shaken up by royal life. To really understand what William has been through, we should look back to when he and Kate first met. Their love story, which many would consider a fairy tale, is actually grounded in the intense expectations that come with being royals. They had to navigate their relationship amid public attention and the demands of royal life. Their journey started at St. Andrews University in Scotland back in 2001, where they both met as students. It was a time when they could live a relatively normal life, enjoying their studies before the pressures of their royal roles took over. Kate, who was studying art history, was initially focused on her education when she met William, who was already the second in line for the throne. Can you imagine trying to focus on your classes while knowing that everyone is discussing your love life? As they balance their studies with the growing spotlight on their relationship, they learn to support each other through all the chaos. It's a unique love story that also reflects their individual backgrounds and how those shape their lives together. So, what else will we find out about how they handle it all? So, let's talk about this couple that started as friends and quickly turned into something more. Their friendship grew into a romance, and soon enough everyone knew about it. But of course, being in the spotlight had its ups and downs. They faced a lot of media attention during their university years, which was always hovering around them. Those early days were all about getting to know each other while managing the pressure that came with their public lives. For a while, it looked like they were living in a fairy tale. But then in 2007, they hit a rough patch and broke up for a bit. The tabloids went wild with their theories about what went wrong. Later on, both William and Kate clarified that it was a time for personal reflection. William especially had a lot on his plate as he tried to figure out what being royal really meant for him. 2 years after they tied the knot, William and Kate moved from Anmer Hall in Norfolk to Kensington Palace. Why? Well, Kensington puts them just a short walk away from Queen Elizabeth's home. But just when they thought they had things figured out, life started to change again. Kate wanted some time to focus on her own goals away from the never-ending media buzz. Thankfully, after a few months apart, they got back together, and their relationship became even stronger. Fast forward to 2010 when William popped the question during a trip to Kenya, giving Kate the iconic engagement ring that belonged to his late mother, Princess Diana. This was a big moment that meant a lot to both of them. It was like a blend of his love for Kate and his mother's legacy, and everyone absolutely melted when they saw it. The wedding in April 2011 at Westminster Abbey was a massive celebration, watched by millions as they took their vows, uniting the future king and his bride in front of the world. After their wedding, they embraced their roles as public figures, taking on charity work and focusing on mental health and children's issues. Even though they had royal duties to fulfill, they made sure to keep things relatable and normal, especially for their family. In 2013, they welcomed their first child, Prince George, which was huge for the royal family since he became third in line for the throne. Their biggest challenge? Trying to protect George's privacy amidst all the attention. Can you imagine growing up in that spotlight? It's a balancing act, that's for sure. Prince George's arrival was just the beginning for William and Kate, as they welcomed Princess Charlotte in 2015 and Prince Louis in 2018. Exciting news popped up from Kensington Palace today after weeks of speculation and excitement. The new prince has finally been named. With each new baby, they've really shown what it means to be a family within the royal world. Even though they live in the public eye, William and Kate have tried hard to give their kids a normal upbringing, letting them enjoy childhood away from all the media craziness. But let's be real, being royal comes with its own kind of pressure. As future king and queen consort, their responsibilities just keep growing. Yet, they manage to find a balance between their family life and their duties to the public. Despite the spotlight, they also guard their personal lives. William and Kate are really committed to doing good things with their influence. They've been strong advocates for causes like mental health awareness and early childhood development, issues that really matter to them. Over the years, their relationship has faced its fair share of ups and downs, both in private and out in public, but it seems like they keep getting closer every day. What do you think about how they've dealt with the challenges, especially when it comes to Kate's health? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. And check out the next video on your screen. We think you'll really like it.